hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to never miss an update.
Hello, today we are doing chapter trade. Now, what does trade mean? Transfer of goods and services from one person to another, often in exchange of money, is known as trade. But trade is an old age concept. In ancient and medieval period, trade was done through barter system. There was no currency used in this trade. When there is buying and selling of goods, it's called visible trade. On the other hand, when there is exchange of services, it's called invisible trade. For example, when we buy vegetables from a vendor, we pay for him. Instead, we get vegetables. So there, it's a visible trade. Now, when we take an auto or a bus ride, we pay for the service. When we take advice from a lawyer or a doctor, we have to give remuneration for the advice. So these are invisible trade. Trade is classified on the basis of the quantity of goods by wholesale and retail trade. Now, when traders buy commodities on a large scale directly from the producer, the commodities are sold on a large scale to the retail traders. This is called wholesale trading. Whereas when the trader buys goods from wholesale traders and sell directly to the customers, then it is known as retail trading. Trade is also classified on the basis of the extent of the trade region, domestic or international trade. Now, trade which takes place between different regions within the same country is known as domestic or internal trade. For example, between Maharashtra or Karnataka. Now, international trade means the exchange of goods and services from one country with another. For example, India with USA. When trade takes place between two countries, it is bilateral trade, and when trade occurs between more than two countries, it is called as multilateral trade. Now, what does import and export mean? Export and import are the basis process of international trade. When a country buys goods and services which are scarce in their own country, it is known as import. And when a country produces excess goods or services than required, it sells this to other countries which have a demand for it. This is called export. Now, have you all heard the concept of balance of trade? The difference between the import and export values of a country during a specific period is called balance of trade. For example, when the import of a country is greater than the export in terms of value, it's called unfavorable balance of trade. Means you're spending more amount in purchasing goods from other countries and your export is less. That is unfavorable. When the value of export is more than the value of import, it's called favorable trade balance, as we earn more when we export. Whereas when the value of export and import are almost the same, it's called balance of trade. When we carry trade at international level, many complex processes are involved here than domestic trade, as the trade takes place between two or more nations. The political relation between two countries also influence the trade between them. Sometimes the obstacles in the way of trade affect the mutual relationship adversely. So to avoid this, to smoothen the process, international organizations have been formed. These organizations work towards the facilitation and growth of international trade. We have many different international organizations. One of it is the World Trade Organization, which helps to provide platform for negotiations in international trade, to handle the differences related to trade and provide technological assistance and training to the developing countries. The headquarters of World Trade Organization is at Geneva in Switzerland, and there are 164 member nations in the World Trade Organization. Thank you.